Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about the new docu series Naomi Osaka, which was released in Netflix on 16 July. Being a big Naomi Osaka fan, I jumped in to watch the series on the second day itself, and I was able to finish it in two sittings. For the uninitiated, Naomi Osaka is a tennis superstar. She's half black and half Japanese. Her father is actually from Haiti and her mother from Japan. She was born in Japan, but the family moved to the United States when she was 3 years old. They've lived there ever since. She is the first Asian tennis star to reach number one ranking. Even though she lives in the United States, she's always represented Japan. She's represented Japan in Davis Cup, Fed Cup. She's also representing Japan in this year's Olympics. Naomi has an elder sister, Marie Osaka. Marie used to play tennis as well, but she doesn't compete much anymore. Naomi's claim to fame was when she won the 2018 US Open by defeating her idol Serena Williams in straight sets. This docu-series follows Osaka for a 2-year period from 2018 US Open till the 2020 US Open. The show is directed by Garrett Bradley. She's been nominated for Academy Awards twice before. LeBron James is one of the executive producers of it as well. The show gives us a different perspective into Naomi's life. Even though you see her as a very calm and soft spoken person, the show clearly shows deep down inside she has a burning desire to win and be the best in what she does. The first episode is called The Rise. It's all about how she came on to becoming really popular. It was after she won her first US Open title in 2018. It shows snippets of her childhood where she grew up playing tennis in the US. It also shows her mother and father's life in Japan. It's all really nice, but they also show how her mother and father might have struggled in Japan due to their mixed race marriage. They briefly talk about it in this episode as well. There is also a part where they show how caring and considerate Naomi is towards her opponents. This is during a third round match against Coco Graf, a 15-year-old tennis star who is defeated by Naomi, and Naomi invites her to do the interview along with her. This caring act makes Coco do the interview much easily than she would have done before. The second episode is called Champion Mentality. Here, they show how Naomi explores a creative side by taking part in the New York Fashion Week. She co designs few of the costumes which are displayed in the Fashion Week. The remaining half of the episode is all about how close she was with Kobe Bryant and how he was her mentor and how his death affected her. She talks about how much she misses him and how it affected her game playing for Japan in the Fed Cup. She was easily defeated by the Spaniard Sara Tomo. Her coaches tried to get to her, but she had her own way of getting over the grief. They also show how Coco Gauff defeated Naomi in the Australian Open in 2020 and how Naomi was really upset about it and she felt that she lacks the champion mentality. The third and final episode is all about the new Osaka. How she's never been part of any protest before, how she got involved in the Black Lives Matter protest, which happened after the death of George Floyd. She was pretty vocal about it, even on Twitter. How she also withdrew from the Cincinnati Open semifinals to raise awareness against the police brutality. That was the first ever in tennis. She wore a black mask with a name on it for every US Open match. The names were actually victims of police brutality. In one of her post match interview, she speaks about how it is a shame to have so many people losing their lives to police brutality. She went on to win the 2020 US Open by beating Victoria Azarenka in the finals. It was the first time since 1994 that a women's tennis player came back from set behind to win the finals. In my opinion, the series is well made. I would have really enjoyed it even if I wasn't an Osaka fan. The only negative I found in the series is, even though they followed her for a 2-year period, they don't show anything about her 2019 French Open and Wimbledon defeats. Seeing that Osaka hates losing and she always wants to win, those two defeats would have had a great impact on her and they should have definitely shown it. Thank you everyone for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Next week, I'll be doing a review of another MCU release, The Black Widow. I know the movie released quite a long time back, but I've been waiting for the lockdown in Melbourne to be lifted so I can check it out on the big screen. See you guys then.